Marcus was 23, living in a rental house near his university. It was an older house, probably from the 1950s, with a basement that the landlord said was just for storage. Marcus had only been down there once when he moved in. It was unfinished, with concrete walls and a dirt floor in places. He kept some boxes down there and never thought about it again. The basement door was in the kitchen. It was one of those heavy wooden doors that didn't quite fit the frame anymore. You had to really pull it to close it properly. Marcus always kept it closed, locked even. Not because he was scared, but because it felt wrong, like it should stay closed. One Tuesday night in March, Marcus was home alone. His roommate was visiting family for the week. Around 2 a.m., Marcus woke up to use the bathroom. His bedroom was upstairs, and he had to pass through the kitchen to get there. That's when he noticed it. The basement door was open. Not just unlocked, wide open. The darkness down there seemed to absorb the light from the kitchen. Marcus stood there, trying to remember if he'd gone down there recently. He hadn't. He knew he'd closed it. He always closed it. He walked over and peered down the stairs. The light switch was at the bottom of the stairs. That's how old the house was. He called out, "Hello?" His voice sounded small. Nothing answered. He convinced himself the door must have just come open somehow. Old house, warped door, it happens. He pulled it shut, made sure it was locked this time, and went back to bed. The next night, he came home from class around 9 p.m. He walked into the kitchen and stopped dead. The basement door was open again, but this time, the light was on. Yellow light was spilling up from the basement, and he could hear a sound. A soft shuffling sound like someone moving around down there. Marcus felt his stomach drop. He pulled out his phone, ready to call police, when the shuffling stopped. Complete silence. He stood there, frozen, staring at that rectangle of light leading down into the basement. Then he heard footsteps on the stairs. Slow, heavy. Coming up. Marcus ran. He didn't even think. He just bolted for the front door, threw it open, and sprinted to his car. He locked himself inside and called 911, watching the house. Police arrived and searched the entire property. The basement, every room, the attic. They found nothing. But they confirmed what Marcus already knew. The basement light was on, and the door was open. No signs of forced entry anywhere. No one inside. But here's what made Marcus move out the very next week. When police checked the basement, they found something on the concrete wall. A message. Scratched into the concrete like someone had used a nail or a rock. It said, "I wait down here." The scratches were fresh. The concrete dust was still on the ground beneath it. The landlord claimed he'd never seen it before. Police had no leads. Marcus broke his lease and left. He never found out who wrote that message, or if they were still waiting down there. But sometimes, Marcus still wonders, what if they weren't coming up those stairs? What if they were going back down? What if they'd already been upstairs with him the whole time?